Welcome to episode 1 of the Food Safety and Practice video series. Kellerman Consulting releases weekly training videos and important tips and strategies to help companies keep up to date with the latest food safety regulations. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button at the bottom of the video screen. I'm Jamie Miller, registered SQF consultant at Kellerman Consulting. In this episode, we're going to discuss traceability in food businesses. Throughout the episodes of this series, we will discuss why traceability is important for food and food contact packaging manufacturers and distributors, how traceability programs are different from recall programs, and how to test your traceability system to ensure its effectiveness before a recall or other crisis occurs. We will also review how to identify your raw materials and packaging materials upon receipt, during production, and through finished product shipment, and how to ensure proper traceability of rework materials. First, let's begin by defining traceability and discussing its importance. Traceability is the ability to use a unique identifier, such as an expiration date or a lot code, to follow the movement of a food product and its ingredients throughout every step of the supply chain, both backward and forward. Backward traceability is the function of tracing a shipment of finished products back to the individual component ingredients or materials in operations producing multi-component finished products. Backward traceability can also be defined as the tracing of a raw material, ingredient, or packaging material back to its last stakeholder in the supply chain before it had reached the facility in operations not producing multi-component finished products, such as distributors or warehouses. Using backward traceability, a cookie manufacturer would have the ability to take the information from a shipment of cookies and further break that information down to understand the traceable data for the flour, eggs, baking soda, and other individual components used, such as the material coding, quantity, and supplier. Tests of backward traceability evaluate a site's batch record keeping, finished product rotation, and shipping program, as well as the use of third-party distributors or transportation companies. Forward traceability, on the other hand, is the function of tracing a raw material, ingredient, or packaging material from the point of receipt all the way forward through the system and linking to finished products in operations that produce multi-component finished products. Forward traceability can also include the tracing of a finished product to the next receiver or customer of the product. Depending on the type of finished product involved, this could be a further processing facility, distributor, grocery store, or even the direct consumer. Using forward traceability, the cookie manufacturer that we used in the previous example would be able to identify traceable data from a single ingredient, such as flour, and identify where the flour was used in the process, including the rework and what lots of finished products were produced using that particular lot of flour. Testing of a forward trace evaluates a site's receiving program, stock rotation, production scheduling, and work in progress and rework manufacturing record keeping. Equally as important as the ability to trace items backward and forward in the supply chain is the ability to trace materials throughout your facility's process. It's important to understand that traceability goes beyond basic receipts for material purchases or finished product sales. Purchase orders, bills of lading, and inventory records are important legal and custodial documents, but they are not enough to properly track and identify materials while they are within your facility. In order to have a functional traceability system, your facility must be able to track what raw materials, ingredients, and packaging materials are received into the facility, how they are used throughout the production batches, and what finished products are shipped to which customers. You must also be able to understand how rework, if used, is incorporated and handled in your process. Without this information, backward and forward traceability becomes very difficult. In later episodes, we discuss how to create traceability within your facility by using lot coding and product identification. Now that we've defined traceability, let's discuss why it's important. When a company experiences a food safety or product quality event, getting the contaminated or out of specification product removed from the marketplace as quickly as possible is crucial. Having unsafe or poor quality products remaining in the supply chain becomes a danger to consumers, a threat to the company's brand, and a risk to the industry. Therefore, we must work swiftly to notify our customers or end consumers of the products impacted by the event. Having a strong, well-documented traceability system allows companies to react quickly when those undesirable events occur. Companies that can quickly identify which lots of affected materials or products are able to remove them from the marketplace efficiently. This will reduce instances of foodborne illness and customer dissatisfaction. Without a proper traceability system, companies could be forced to recall a much larger quantity of affected product than necessary, due to the inability to identify specific materials within the process or facility, resulting in a greater amount of product waste as well as creating unnecessary expenses to the business. Let's use the example of bagged flour to explain this further. Consider if your bagged flour supplier notified you that a lot of 25 bags of flour received was found to be contaminated with a pathogen. While the basic legal documents can tell us how much we paid for the flour, when it was received into our facility, and how much of it we received, without a functional traceability system in place, we can't pinpoint when or how much of that affected lot of flour was used in our process compared to the unaffected lots of flour. In this case, we would be forced to consider the entire inventory of flour from the time we purchased it until the moment we discovered it is contaminated with the pathogen. Instead of recalling only the portion of finished products that were impacted by the 25 bags of contaminated flour, we would have no choice but to recall all finished products that were manufactured during the time frame in question. This results in exponential product loss and financial loss to our business. In the next episode of the Traceability series, we'll discuss how to collect important traceability information during the supplier approval process. Thank you for watching. For more food safety training videos and resources, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel or following us on LinkedIn.